Hey everybody, this is Dave Blair and I'm coming to you again with another recap video. This is week 12. This will be the final week of the season. We're at Silverstone and I started in 10th. So a little drama there. We lost one guy, which isn't too bad. There goes another guy. So picked up 2 spots right off the bat, which is good. There goes a couple more to my left. So I'm currently sitting in 6th at this point. I'm running a tan car this week, or sand colored. And like I said, this is week 12. This will be the final one I do. Cold tires. Yep, I'm that guy. Unfortunately, put my car right back in the racing line. We'll look at it again from the guy right behind me. And then we'll go back one more. So there was some distance there. So these guys had time to react. This guy didn't. Now, I can't be blamed for his mistake. He did the same thing I did. Cold tires. Alright, so I got back going here. So again, this is the first lap out of a 12-lap race. Yeah, I had struggled with that corner in practice because I came out and did a couple laps before the race even started, so yeah, now I'm scared to turn the wheel because I'm worried I'm going to spin out. I was sitting at a good 6th or 5th spot at that point when I spun. So yeah, you really have to be careful on the first couple of laps until these tires warm up. And I know that, and I just pushed it. I couldn't believe what a good start I had. So we're coming around to the start-finish line. There goes another guy. Oh, I had a slowdown penalty for going off track. That's why I slowed down right there. So yeah, disaster first lap. And it started so well. But I'm in position 10. So I started in 10th. I'm still in 10th. Still a little slippery. But this race did turn out to be a pretty good race. So like I said, I thought I was off to a good start, and then it turned horribly bad. And then it ended up being actually a really good race between, I think there were like 4 or 5 of us that were battling together for this race, which was pretty good. So I guess, you know, the takeaway from this is even if you have a problem or a misstep on the first lap, just put your head down and try and finish the race strong, and that's what I did here. So we'll get to the end of the second lap and then I'll speed it up because most of the action happened at the end of the race. And I'll use this time to talk about a few things that are going on with me, or I should say with some of my thoughts about iRacing and some of the other discussions that I've had. So we're coming to the end of lap 2 here. I'm in 11th. Alright. Still in 11th. 10th. It's a 12 lap race, so. Alright, this looks like a good spot to yeah, it got pretty tight here at the end. I was in a good group of, I'd say 4 or 5 of us that kept swapping positions, but it was pretty tight racing and pretty competitive actually. So anyway, like I said, this will probably be one of the last races of mine that I cover on this channel anyway. I covered all 12 weeks of my Skip Barber season, and yeah, obviously, you know, I'm not one of these front runners or an alien type racer, but I really enjoy the competition out here in iRacing. And like I said, I had hurt my shoulder and I kind of trimmed myself back to one series, and this is the one that I chose, so I thought I'd cover it for the SimPit Crew channel. So what I wanted to talk about is iRacing working to add AI or computer controlled racers. I wish they wouldn't. I think that those resources could be spent better elsewhere. And I'm not a big fan of computer-controlled AI cars on the track with me. I don't know if other people, I'm sure, have seen it, other games where the AI just bunches up on the first corner. If you're doing a longer race, the AI isn't very good about figuring out pit stops. Usually they take more than a real person would, and therefore, you know, you'll be in a long race and all of a sudden you're way ahead of everybody because they all went in the pit. I know that some people like AI. I just wish they would go play another game. The reason I like iRacing is because you come out here and compete against real people. And as you can see right here, I'm in a tight group of cars. Everyone is real. It's a real person. You know, I'm trying to drive with respect to everyone else that's around me. And if it's a computer AI car, I feel like, you know, people don't treat them the same way. You have a tendency to lean on the AI in the corners or undercut the AI, you know, and it's just not a good practice. You know, I've heard the argument, well, I want to run against the AI to prepare for a race. And I say just come out and race. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of practice. Again, I've hurt my shoulder, so I'm trying not to do as much. But yeah, I come out and race, and I try to finish the best that I can. Do I win every race? Not even close. Do I care? No, I do not. That is not why I'm out here racing. I'm not out here racing to come in first. And again, the people that race, you know, Forza and Gran Turismo Sport and Project Cars, you know, those type of games where you run through the campaign and you get promoted or more money. Now, I mean, I came from Forza and I get it. You know, it's like I always play through the campaign so I can get enough credits so that I can build up the cars that I want to build up, that I want to race online. That is why I play the single player. Well, I do enjoy the wide variety of cars in Forza. The reason I play the single player is so that I have funds so that I can upgrade my car to compete online. And also on Forza Motorsport 7, I loved the homologated lobbies. Matter of fact, the classic American muscle car lobby was my favorite, and everybody was in a muscle car. I really liked what Forza was doing. The community complained because it wasn't the same as what they had in the last Forza, and then Turn 10 backed away from the homologated lobbies, which I think was a big mistake. Again, if I want to race in a hatchback, I want to race against other hatchbacks. If I'm racing in a luxury sedan, I want to race against other luxury sedans, and it's more of an even field. It's the same way right here in iRacing. Everybody's in a Skippy, you know. It's like you don't have somebody out here in a Skip Barber and somebody out here in a Mazda Miata, right? Or something that would be comparable speed-wise. So the reason I like iRacing so much, and the reason why I liked Forza so much, was the multiplayer. I want to race against real people because they are better than any computer AI I've ever seen. You know, they're going to make mistakes. They're smart. They're crafty. As you get up in level, now I understand there's a lot of frustration, especially when somebody rams you off in the first or second corner, and it's like, listen, I got to slow down to make this corner, and there's no way you're making it, you know, and you run in the back of me, and you get mad. But once you get above that, once you get up to a higher split, the racing is better. Just like the guys I'm racing right here. This was some great racing, and we were fighting for, I don't know, 9th or 10th position. But, yeah, it just feels, the way I feel when I'm racing against a real person is different from the way I feel when I'm racing against the AI or the computer. It doesn't matter if I'm running against the computer, if I'm playing some campaign. But if I'm racing online against real people, it does matter. It matters a lot to me, and I have the feelings like if I make a good pass or if I, finish ahead of the person that I'm trying to beat, I feel really good about myself. I feel like I have actually accomplished something, even though it's just playing a game. At the end of the day, you're just playing a game. But when everybody else is playing by the same rules and you're all playing against each other, I mean, to me, this is better than the Call of Duties, the first-person shooter type games that I used to play. And, I kind of like more the Counter-Strike where you die, you're out. You can watch the rest of your team, but then you had to wait for the next match to start because there was actual consequence to dying. Whereas Call of Duty, you just die and respawn. I hated that. There should be a consequence. It's the same thing. If you're going to drive like an idiot and wreck your car, you should have to spend that time getting towed back to the pits as a punishment. And maybe you'll learn next time not to ram everybody off in the first corner. That's the point. Because not only do you have to get your car towed back to the pits and everything else, you have to hear it from everybody you just took out. So again, I think there are resources at iRacing could be spent better doing something else other than adding AI. And I know I might be in the minority here, but if you want to race against the AI, if you want to race against the computer, there's plenty of other titles out there that offer that. This is the only one that I know of that strictly is multiplayer only. Oh, this is the last lap, and I was pushing trying to get that extra spot, and I spun out. Ha! Anyway, yeah, this is the last lap, so we'll see where I finish this week. But yeah, I really thought I would have that guy that was right in front of me, and I tried taking those S's a little bit too fast. But I've always been about the multiplayer. Even in Forza, I mean, I would sit in a lobby all night racing the same car, you know, and it would just rotate through the tracks. And I would almost say that while I enjoyed the multiplayer because you interacted with people on Xbox Live, and I've had a lot of good experiences in multiplayer lobbies, but those races are kind of forgettable too. So that's the end of the race. And here's the results. I came in 9th, started in 10th. So yeah, I had 2 spins in this one, which, you know, was unfortunate, but I really enjoyed it. And, you know, a race like this, I remember. Night in Forza multiplayer is forgettable. Okay, we'll look at the stats here and see how I finished up. So 125. 8 weeks counted. I had 25 starts. Top 5 I had 3 times. Average start 11th and average finish 10th. Yeah, so now if we look at the top guys, it's like, look at all these starts that these guys had. I mean, who has this kind of time to do over 100 races per week? It's crazy. Okay, now we'll look at all divisions and see where I placed. So this was 125 out of 1560, it looks like. It's hard for me to read that. Okay, I finished 627 out of 9,800 and something. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.